Hey everybody, how you doing? IntoWeapons back again with you. Wanted to share something with you today that's kind of new to me. I never really dealt with this before, but I know a lot of people probably have, and there's probably a lot of different methods out there on how to do this. But what we're talking about is taking your markings on your firearms and making them stand out a little bit with some wax or something like that. As you can see, the Romania in this magazine now stands out. It's white. But doing that with a China marker is what they're called. I found this product is by Sharpie, and I know a lot of different companies make them. They're a little bit more expensive and a little bit more hard to find. I had to purchase it off Amazon.com. It was a pack of 2 for $4, and with a bunch of other stuff I got some free shipping with it. Otherwise it did come, I think it was like $3 more for shipping and handling if I didn't get other things with it. So it does get pretty expensive unless you can kind of group things together. But it's a pretty unique little marker, more or less is what it is. It's a pencil, and it strips away with the string here just to make it unpeel there to get a little bit more. But it's a wax type material that does melt a little bit when you get things hot, and it kind of seeps into it. But it'll dry and it'll harden much better than some of the other products that people use, like crayons and I don't even know what else people use, but crayons mainly, I believe, to make these markings stand out. So I've found that these work really well, and I'll show you kind of how I do it. This is the example of one I've already done here, the Romania on that magazine. It really, again, makes it pop. I think it's pretty nice. So we're going to do it to the markings on the front or the rear sight block, as well as the receiver on this WASR Cutaway Rifle, as many of you know I'm working on right now for a project. Just kind of clean it up, make it look presentable. Being that this is more of a display piece, in case you're not familiar, here's the cutouts on it. Being this is going to be a wall hanger, I thought it would be nice to have a lot of this stuff stand out. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and show you what I do. We got a hair dryer, and that's the easiest way I find to use it. You could potentially use a heat gun if you want it, but I don't think it's really necessary. It's just a little bit more than what you need. You really don't want to get this hotter than if you were to touch it for a couple seconds. If you can put your finger there and hold it for 4 or 5 seconds, you should be good. You don't want to be burning your finger when you touch this stuff. That's going to be too hot. But you do want it hot enough where it's going to melt this wax in there and allow it to come off and stick around for a while after it hardens. So what we're going to do is heat this surface up. I'll just kind of show you maybe on the rear sight block what it's going to look like. We'll work on the WASR 10 Cutaway up here. So I'll go ahead and start this up, and we'll get her heated up. Okay, then without waiting too much longer, because you don't want your metal to cool down here, we're just going to go ahead and wipe on our China marker here. Go all the way across. Make sure you're filling in the spots really good. As you can see, it comes off very waxy and very easy. It almost melts right in there. And then while it's still warm, what you want to do is take a cloth, but a cloth that's not going to really wipe away all of the inside pieces that are... Oops, and I missed a spot there. Make sure you get it all. You don't want to miss any. You don't really want a cloth that's going to wipe down into the actual grooves that you want the white to retain in. So, as you can see there, I got it all wiped in there. What I'm going to do is just wipe it off. And again, you want to do this before the metal gets cooled enough, because otherwise you're going to leave behind a film that isn't going to look good. And you may have to go back a second time and just clean it up a little bit, but I got to probably clean it off a little bit more. And you can heat it up again, that's no problem. And that's the nice thing about this, is you can actually remove this by heating it up and wiping it away. It's pretty easy to get out of there. Once it dries though, it'll stick around for a while. So you guys kind of get the gist of it. I thought I would share that with you. It's new to me. I really never had to do the markings before or really make them pop out, and I really like the idea of doing that. I know a lot of people do that with more of the antique firearms, so hopefully this helps somebody out. Maybe you can do some of your own guns. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I appreciate you watching. Until next time, take it easy.